We've broached the subject, on talent and how important talent is to the success of an organization, and there's this need to relentlessly pursue it. But we haven't really discussed who do you go after, which one do you want? Do you want that guy who is, established and already poised and refined and already, knocking it down? He's the quality candidate, or do you find somebody who's raw and unrefined and he or she is a quality candidate? Because they have the qualities, right? Not that they have the track record or the performance or anything else. And I think you just have to decide on really what you want your relationship, how much can you invest in that person? Because if you find the person that has the qualities, but maybe isn't a quality, right? They don't have that track record, it's gonna be a lot more investment, right? It's gonna be a giant thing of clay that you need to mold and shape and work with and refine. And there's gonna be a hell of a lot more mistakes along the way than somebody who's going to come in and step right into the role and nail it, right? They've been doing it before, their track record says it, they have a history of performance and success and achievement. They're probably not gonna skip a beat. And as a CEO, as a business owner, when you're operating in that way, what you have to decide is, what priorities do you have, right? Do you have other issues that are pressing that you're gonna have to focus your energy? Because if you do, then take the guy who has the track record and isn't gonna take a whole lot of attention. If you've got time for a project and you've got time to choose this work, this raw piece of talent, they're going to bring so much energy and excitement and enthusiasm and perspective, and I mean they're going to break a lot of right? They're gonna f up over and over and over again. But in that chaos, in that controlled environment, in that kind of crucible, you're actually going to move your business forward, right? You're going to take your business to another level, and it may not be as smooth, right? It may be a bumpier ride to get where you want to go, but ultimately, that's the decision you're always making with, as you're kind of deciphering what you want to add to the organization, and either way, you're going to win. You have to decide as an CEO. You have to trust your instinct and think about what are all the dynamics, right? And what I always say is try to play the movie all the way to the end. If you can play the movie all the way to the end and think about the implications, right? If I bring this person in, the people that are on that team react and respond in this way, and what is that going to mean to the future trajectory of the organization? And sometimes if you just sit through the whole movie and not through just the trailer, you get to a completely different realization and understanding. And I think that it's either way, whatever you decide, it's going to be the right decision. You got to remind yourself and trust yourself that your ability to identify talent and the right talent for your organization, it's inherent, it's innate, right? It's inside of you. And I think that a lot of times people are nervous about the diamond in the rough, right? They're nervous to make that decision because it's going to be a lot more work. Right? But you're not in this business, you're not in the game of being an entrepreneur to cruise, right? Again, where discomfort exists, that's where the growth lives. And so, I think all things being equal, if I don't have some pressing issues, I'm taking the diamond in the rough, right? But, if I've got a lot of shit going on simultaneously, I'm taking the person who's, refined and poised and can step in there. It's not always clear cut, right? Sometimes you get a little bit of both, right? There's a tenure and experience, but there's still some roughness to it. I think the real risk you have is when you take somebody who's completely complacent and comfortable, right? They think that they've arrived. They think that they've got to this place, right? And now because they've gotten there, they've earned it. They've earned a right to not have to really kind of push themselves any longer. And if you get that guy, man, get rid of him. That should never be a candidate in your pool. And I don't know how you ask those questions. I don't know how to really dig deeply enough in an interview. I've never been successful because the vast majority of people, the best interview that they ever do or the best sales job they ever do is in an interview. right? It's a lot like courting someone of the opposite sex. Like you're not farting on the first date. Like you're not seeing the real them for quite a while. And so, I think you've got to trust your instinct and get to a place where you decide. But at the end of it, you'll make the right decision. You've got to, otherwise your business is going to be out of business.